So she wasn't sure what was actually in there, so she ended up asking one of the teachers that was beside her, and the teacher beside her had said something in Korean, and she turned to me and she told me it was. So during my first week when I started teaching, I had a dinner that I went to with my coworkers. So there was one teacher that was leaving and another teacher that was hired and that was new, and then there was me. So there's two new teachers and one teacher that was leaving. So when I got to school that day, they'd asked me, they said, Asher, would you like to come and join us for dinner, because there's a new teacher that was hired, there's one teacher that's leaving, and I would like to invite you out for a dinner because you're getting started with us as well. So I said, that sounds good to me. So I went to one of those restaurants where you sit on the floor. When you sit on the floor, you have a mat that's underneath you, and it was a Korean barbecue style restaurant. So the food was cooking right in front of us. So before we started to eat, one teacher that was leaving got up and said her goodbyes before we started eating dinner, and the new teacher that was hired got up and said something as well, and they both spoke in Korean, and then they had asked me to speak. So I was the third person that was going to stand up and speak, but I actually don't understand Korean, so I said my thank yous and my welcomes in English, and I don't know if everybody understood me, but it is what it is. We all sat down again and we started to have some beer and some soju, so it was pretty chill. And right in front of me there was a little pot that was cooking with some stew type of food. And so I looked at my teacher to the right of me and I asked her, I said, so what's cooking in the pot? So she wasn't sure what was actually in there, so she ended up asking one of the teachers that was beside her, and the teacher beside her had said something in Korean, and she turned to me and she told me it was dog stew. So I ended up eating everything else. I found out there was pork and there was vegetables and all the other typical stuff that I eat that was at the table, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I just couldn't really eat the dog. Now I actually want to say that this is very, very uncommon, and I believe that not many places in Korea actually serve dog soup or dog stew or whatever it's called. I think sometimes some of these things can be lost in translation, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. That's my story from my first week. I will try to, give you guys more stories as I stay in Korea, and hopefully they're entertaining, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not telling you this to hate on my co-teachers or my co-workers. They're actually pretty cool people, and I'm looking forward to working with them in the future. So stay dreaming, stay chasing, and I'll see you in the next one.